Our commitment to protecting the public purse is on course, according to Nana Akufo-Addo. Speaker names committee to investigate the procurement of Sputnik V vaccine. AMA sets up 7-member committee to investigate and advise way forward on the Makola fire outbreak. Thank you very much for your time. Remember, the bulletin is live on Facebook and YouTube on our handle Metro TV Ghana. Now to our first story. President Nana Akufo-Addo says his government is committed to protecting the public purse by ensuring proper value for money. According to him, his government has expended only $289 million to construct the Pokwase Tamale and the Obechebi Lamte interchange, compared to the $260 million spent by the NDC on the Kwame Nkrumah interchange alone. He made these comments as he commissioned the 4-tier Pokwase interchange here in Accra.
On Tuesday, 3rd July 2018, the then senior minister and now senior presidential advisor, that distinguished public servant, the Honorable Yao Osafo Mafo, at my bidding, cut the sword for the commencement of construction of the Pokwase interchange to help solve once and for all the nightmare endured for several decades by commuters within and outside this vicinity. 36 months later, and in the midst of a global pandemic, which has brought major disruptions to virtually every facet of our lives in Ghana, as elsewhere, the project has been completed. And I'm happy to join you today for the commissioning of the 4-tier Pokwase interchange. Excuse me. The first of its kind in Ghana, the first of its kind in West Africa, and the second of its kind in Africa. It is important to put on record that the original contract design was for a 3-tier interchange. However, through efficient management by my government, the interchange was modified to a 4-tier structure within the same contract sum. Indeed, $289 million United States dollars has been used by the Akufo-Addo government to construct 3 interchanges, that is at Pokwase, Obechebi Lamte, and Tamale, as opposed to $260 million United States dollars being used by the Mahama government to construct just the Kwame Nkrumah interchange. These are further examples of the fact that we in the New Patriotic Party are good protectors of the public purse.
Meanwhile, the Minister for Roads and Highways has urged motorists and drivers who will be plying the stretch to take advantage of the interchange education so that we can prevent what he described as avoidable accidents on the stretch.
We are pleading with everybody, all our compatriots. This is a complex interchange, and like you are being told, this is the first of its kind in the country, the first in West Africa, the second in Africa. The first one for first 4-tier interchange is in South Africa, Durban. It's called Ibi Krote interchange. This is the second one in the whole of Africa. So it's quite complex. Nobody is denying that fact. So we plead with our people, we plead with the traveling and the motoring public that we should be extra cautious. And we shall continue. You must follow the road signs, and we have done very elaborate road signs, and all the safety measures have been taken. The police will continue to be deployed here, is being led by no less a person than Mr. Obin, a very known police personnel when it comes to safety and MTTD, issues. He's here and with his men. And then the Road Safety Authority, National Road Safety Authority are also here, and they will continue to be here with people engineers from my ministry. So we are not abandoning it after the official opening. We shall continue to be here to deploy the relevant people to guide motorists and all, because we do not want to record any needless or unnecessary accident here.
Let's now take you to Parliament, where the second Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Andrew Esiama, has named a 9-member ad hoc parliamentary committee to investigate whether government indeed procures punitive vaccine through middlemen at inflated cost. The committee will be chaired by the Deputy Majority Leader Alexander Afriyie and assisted by Ranking Member on Health Committee of Parliament, Kwadwo Addo.
Honorable Afriyie as the chairman and Honorable Akando as vice, with all the terms of reference, and the committee is to report back to this House by 3 weeks. Is hereby adopted.
The announcement of the committee follows the adoption of motion from 7 members of the minority for a probe into the contracts between the Republic of Ghana, Sheikh Mohammed Al Maktoum, and one other for the supply of Sputnik V COVID-19 vaccines. The other members of the committee are Akacha South MP Bernard Ahiafo, Asante Achim Central MP Kwame Anyumadu Enchi, Ashaiman MP Ernest Nogbe, Techiman North MP Elizabeth Ofosu Ejare, Ifijase Asokore MP Dr. Ayu Afriyie, Yendi MP Farouk Aliu Mahama, and Ablikman North MP Sheila Batels.
What we want is value for money and protecting the public purse of Ghana, and diligently going into the matter of the procurement of the vaccines. Mr. Speaker, we want the people of Ghana to have value for money and to ensure that there is value for the use of the taxpayers' money on this matter.
Ranking Member of Health, Kwabena Minta Akando, says the committee will do due diligence and report back to the House.
At the end of the day, we will have to protect the public space. At the end of the day, the good people of this country must be vaccinated. Okay? Because you see, if you are not dealing with the right source, number one, the quality of the vaccine is in question. Number two, you don't even get it at the right time, because that person, that middleman, hasn't gotten any control on the vaccine, because you are not dealing with the government or the manufacturer. And that's problematic. Yesterday, if you heard me, I made reference to their own document that stipulates that they should have vaccinated more than 7.9 million people by 2nd June. We're in July. You understand? And we have not vaccinated even more than 1 million people.
The committee has 3 weeks to conclude its work and report to Parliament.
Now, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly has set up the 7-member committee to investigate the fire outbreak at Makola in the Central Business District of Accra, where 108 shops were ravaged. The committee, according to the Mayor of Accra, Mohammed Ejaisoa, has 1 week, among others, to assess the integrity of the structure and advise whether affected buildings should be pulled down.
The 7-member committee to investigate and assess the extent of damage of the Makola fire outbreak includes representatives of the Ghana Police Service, NADMO, ECG, Ghana Water Company Limited, Ghana National Fire Service, the Ghana Army and the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. They have 1 week to finish with the investigation and advise on the way forward. Mohammed Ejaisoa is the mayor of Accra.
So this is a 7-member committee that has been formed and with the mandate of investigating the cause of the fire and to assess the extent of damage, to also assess the integrity of the structure and any other information which we find useful. They'll be given 1 week to finish with their assignment. In the meantime, the building is going to be cordoned off and will not allow any human activity around the building. The Metro Fire Office has relocated to station at where the building, and in case of anyone to access the building, the Metro Fire Office is in charge of giving permission. They are also supposed to be here also for the next 1 week to see whether there will be reignition of any flame.
He added that the victims will be compensated.
As pledged by the Minister for Trade and Industry, Honorable Alan Chamanten, on behalf of government, assistance will be provided to them. Already meeting had commenced with the AMA, the victims represented by Guta and the Ministry of Trade. And we are hopeful that in a couple of days, the assessment will be completed and the victims will be supported as pledged by the Honorable Minister for Trade.
President for the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Dr. Joseph Obin, was happy with the procedures taken so far by government. He gave this advice.
The government should also take pragmatic steps to help to build satellite markets so that it will go a long way to decongest any open space around. Rollins Park is lying there idle. We should be able to fund money as early as possible. The way we've built the KJTR market should be done, should be replicated here so that it can consume more of the trading habitation. And that's what we are also appealing to government.
Meanwhile, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly says closed routes in the Central Business District will be opened to enable traders continue with their businesses.
Let's go back to Parliament, where the minority caucus in Parliament has clashed with the Interior Minister Ambrose Derry over the whereabouts of the DSP Samuel Azugu, former head of the SWAT team at the National Security Ministry. This is after he's reported to have been recalled by the Inspector General of Police following the recommendation by the Emil Short Commission over his role in the Ayawaso West Wogan by-election. The minority members were unsatisfied with the response by the Interior Minister that he has been duly reassigned to an unknown office within the Ghana Police Service. This, however, sparked heated debate as members demanded to know the whereabouts exactly where Mr. Azugu has been assigned to.
Government issued the white paper in September 2019, and in your answer, you said DSP Azugu has been recalled on the 27th May 2021, 2 years down the lane. Why has it taken the ministry too long to recall DSP Azugu 2 years down the lane?
Mr. Speaker, your question was that he remains at post. And my answer is that he is not at the Ministry of the but he is back with the Ghana Police Service. Period. Besides, let me emphasize that by Article 202 of the Constitution, operational matters are the remit of the IGP, not the Minister. You are the Minister of Interior.
Yes.
Do you know the unit at which Azugu is? And you must answer. Because the Inspector General of Police has no audience in this house. You are the Minister. Tell us which the unit in which he is.
I'm not aware of which. Mr. Speaker, the question was alleging that the Azugu was still at National Security. That's the information I have, that he's not there. Period. Mr. Speaker, if you want any other information, I do not have that on the basis of this question.
Now, the Ghana Armed Forces has taken punitive actions against military officers who recently went on rampage in Wa and assaulted civilians over a missing mobile phone. 3 of the officers have been demoted to a lower rank, whilst 8 others have been sentenced to 30-day military detention. According to Defense Minister Dominic Nitiwul, the action follows the ongoing work by the 4-member committee tasked to investigate and submit recommendations on the assault of some civilians in the Upper West Region capital, while Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu has welcomed the decision. He believes it will help restore discipline and confidence in the armed forces.
With the exception of the duty officer, all personnel who were on duty on the day of the incident have been charged, tried, and punished as appropriate. The various forms of punishment given to these officers are as follows. Mr. Speaker, the orderly sergeant, who was a staff sergeant, has been reduced to corporal. It's big, 10 years difference. Mr. Speaker, the guard commander, who was a corporal, has been reduced to private soldier. The sentry on duty, Mr. Speaker, who was a lance corporal, has been reduced to private soldier. Mr. Speaker, the trial of the duty officer, who is a lieutenant, will however commence on or before Wednesday, 14th July 2021. All the above trials and punishment are without prejudice to the outcome of the subjects under various forms of investigation.
We insist it is not within their rights, neither is it within their power to go a searching for a missing phone. That is wrong, and that we will not accept. But these sanctions, I believe, will allow for some order and send a signal that lawlessness will not be tolerated within the Ghana Armed Forces. So thank you for the swift response. We'll monitor the other outcome and we'll follow particular outcomes in all the investigations that are going on, including EJRA. The safety and security of our citizens cannot be compromised for anything else. And Mr. Speaker, this Parliament will have a duty as guardian of the fundamental rights and freedoms of Ghanaians, and we should not fail the people of Ghana when there are infractions to the law.
You're still watching NewsFlash with me, Nanaintri, here on Metro Television. When we return, we've got update on the committee starting to look into the killing that went on at EJRA. Please stay.
For a reliable partner in dealing with you, we also have available the seal of Camel car batteries, Weichai and Kia spare parts, Zonton coaches and light duty vehicles for everyday movement. Contact us on 020-000-0831 or 054-555-7500. You can also email us info@seautomobilegh.com or visit our website at www.seautomobilegh.com. SA Automobile, the pleasure of doing business with you is all ours.
The world has seen a lot of evolution in recent times. Global network facilitated by trade continues to grow stronger and forge nations closer together.
On International Trade Focus, we'll share with you the current industry, tech and commercial avenues turning the world's trade wheel. This is your gateway to international business connections and trading events. Get the inside views, vital information, trends and analysis on emerging trade giants in Ghana and beyond. International Trade Focus, the global television trade showcase, transcending barriers in creativity and innovation. Join me, Anna Spiel, as I give you a whole menu of international trade activities. International Trade Focus, your timely business hub. International Trade Focus is brought to you by GO, ADB, Pediastic Valley Resorts and Public Elegance.
You're welcome back to the program. Now, the Minister for Interior has extended a working period for the Ministerial Committee to investigate the circumstances that led to the killing of protesters at the Jura from the 9th of July 2021 to Friday 16 July 2021. This follows a request by the three-member Committee of Inquiry for an extension of its deadline to enable it complete its working. This is more in the following desk report. Still on this story, the family of the late Ibrahim Mohammed, popularly known as Kake, has declined invitation to appear before the Commission of Inquiry set up by the government to probe the chaos that ensued at her death. In a statement issued by the spokesperson of Kake's family, Nafiu Mohammed, and copied to the media, the family expressed gratitude for the formation of the commission, but insist that they do not believe it will bring them justice.
The family said, having sought and obtained independent legal advice as to the work of the committee and their rights vis-a-vis the committee, they have become apprehensive of the substantive and procedural regulatory of the committee's work. They said they are also now concerned that the committee's work does not provide the appropriate framework for a full, faithful, and impartial inquiry as envisaged under Article 278 of the 1992 Constitution. The family said after watching the proceedings over the past few days, they have found the committee's inability to enforce the attendance of witnesses and examine them on oath, as well as to compel any documents, to be very puzzling. They expressed concerns that these restrictions put the committee in a position where it can neither vet, validate, nor substantiate any statements made before it, nor cross-examine the testimonies of the witnesses on the basis of facts independently procured. Kake died after he was attacked by a mob on June 27th while returning home. Two residents of Ijra, Nasser Yusuf and Mutala Mohammed, were shot dead by soldiers during a protest against the killing of another native of the town, Ibrahim Mohammed alias Mecho Kake. Out of the four other persons who sustained gunshot wounds, one of them, a 16-year-old boy, has had one of his legs amputated at the Konfanoche Teaching Hospital in Kumasi.
Now, the managing director of a state transport company, Nana Kumia, appealed to the family of the late Kake, who was murdered in his house by unidentified persons in Ijra, to rescind their decisions and appear before the Commission of Inquiry to answer a few questions to bring the perpetrators to book. He said this on Metro TV's flagship program, Good Morning Ghana.
They are listening. We would urge them to rescind their decision. They've lost a valuable member of the family, so naturally they are traumatized and they are emotional. The country stands in solidarity with them, especially in getting to the truth of why their family member was killed, finding the perpetrators and ensuring justice. The whole country stands with the family in this aim. And this committee's work is the first step in achieving that aim, identifying in an organized manner what led to the death of their family member and who possibly could be behind that death. So, whatever misgivings they may have, unless there is another alternative in unraveling the circumstances behind the death of their family member, I think they should go and appear before the committee, especially if they have useful information that will lead to the unraveling of the circumstances.
Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for Ningo Prampra, Samnete George, who is also on the program Good Morning Ghana, says it is not surprising that Kake's family do not want to testify. He said bad nuts in the security service are always shielded when it comes to issues of misconduct, finding excuses and loopholes to skip punishment.
But the work of the commission has not inspired belief that they are being unbiased.
Okay, it's a committee.
The committee, sorry, that they are being unbiased and that their work is to unravel the truths and the circumstances that led to the death of Kaka and the other two individuals. That is where the problem is. And it's not a problem that you can fix by word of mouth. Because Randy, even if they appear before the committee, right now publicly, they have come out to say they don't trust the committee. If they appear before the committee, people are also going to ask why. What has informed the change of heart? Who has seen you in the evening, or what has influenced this change of heart? Because the same committee, we've seen the work of the committee. And so it's unfortunate that the committee has actually brought itself to a place where it is not just the family of Kaka that has a problem with the committee. So the committee has put itself in a very, very difficult position where the work they are going to produce is going to be looked at with a certain frame or with certain lenses. And it's unfortunate because we really needed to see what this and see an impartial and unbiased inquiry into the deaths of 3 Ghanaians. But I mean, I don't foresee a national acceptance of the committee's work.
That'll be all for now on NewsFlash today. I want to thank you very much for being part of the bulletin. On behalf of the entire production crew, headed by Ani, I want to say good afternoon and thanks for your time.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
Ha ha ha!